learn how to improve your stroke technique for a faster, more efficient swim. At the front of the stroke, gently place your hand into the water, entering with your fingertips first. Your palm should face the bottom of the pool, with your wrists slightly higher than your fingertips and your elbow higher than your wrist. Continue to keep your elbow high as your arm enters the water and you start to pull down through the stroke. Press down with your forearm and try to hold as much water as possible. This is known as the catch position. As you hold the water with one hand, your other hand recovers out of the water. When pulling, point your fingers directly towards the bottom of the pool and keep your elbow positioned high. You should pull your body past your arm. Try to bring your pull, the phase where your hand is pulling down against the water, underneath your body. Keep your arm and hand beneath your body rather than out to the side as you pull through the stroke. Extend the arm at the back of the stroke, pushing backwards as your hand exits the water. Continue to bend your arm through the stroke, straightening it slightly as it exits the water. As your arm exits the water, bend your elbow, keeping it high towards the ceiling. Lead the recovery with your shoulder to keep your arm relaxed. Then extend your forearm to enter the water at the front of the stroke. Power paddles or finger paddles can be used to help you focus on improving the positioning of your hands as they enter the water.
Learn how to improve your backstroke stroke technique for a faster, more efficient swim. A faster arm stroke doesn't always improve your swimming speed. Longer, efficient strokes are always better than shorter, aggressive movements. Your hand entry should be relaxed and in line with your shoulder, with your little finger entering the water first. Your hand continues to travel downwards until the opposite shoulder rotates out of the water. The depth that your hand travels to will depend on your strength, stability, and feel for the water. As your hand flexes, rotate your elbow into an inverted high elbow position to allow the palm of your hand to face towards your feet. Your fingers must be pointed out to the side of the pool to maintain the inverted high elbow and good leverage on the water. Moving into the pull phase of the arm stroke, your powerful chest and shoulder muscles take over and should start to pull the water downwards in the direction of your feet, initiating your propulsion. Keep your palm facing towards your feet, with your wrist fixed and in line with your forearm, whilst maintaining an inverted high elbow. The elbow bend at this stage can be up to 90 degrees, but what you achieve is dependent on your strength, flexibility, and stability in the stroke. Maintaining the pressure on the water, your hand should accelerate past your hips as your arm straightens in time with your hip rotation. This is the most powerful and propulsive section of the stroke cycle and coincides with the opposite arm recovery. When viewed from beneath, your hand path will be a shallow S shape as it moves through the stroke. This should feel natural and shouldn't be forced. The recovery phase starts as your hand leaves the water at your hip. The most efficient way is to exit the water with your thumb or back of the hand first, depending on your preference. This will be shoulder-led, initiated by the rotation of your hips. On the first part of the recovery, your hand must be relaxed and in line with your shoulder, with the arm perpendicular to the water surface pointing up to the ceiling. To maintain an effective body rotation, ensure that your armpit is clear of the water on your recovering arm. The second part of the recovery is initiated as your hips rotate back to the other side and coincides with your palm rotating outwards and dropping into the water, little finger first. Your arm should enter the water in line with your shoulder, keeping it close to your head. Timing of the arm stroke is important to consider for an effective stroke. As one hand enters the water, the opposite hand exits, which coincides with the hip rotation within the stroke cycle. Power paddles or finger paddles can be used to help you focus on improving the positioning of your hands as they enter the water. Finger paddles are useful for helping you focus on an efficient catch and pull phase, encouraging you to keep your fingers and elbow in the correct position. Due to his excellent body rotation, Ryan has a deep and powerful stroke with great acceleration past his hips.
The correct body position allows you to become more streamlined, improving your efficiency in the water. To keep your body as straight as possible from your head to your hips, position your head facing forwards and tilted slightly downwards. Pull your stomach in, aiming to keep your back as straight as possible and your hips as close to the surface of the water as possible. Breathing technique delivers oxygen to your muscles and helps you to swim more comfortably and efficiently. As your arms start the pull phase, lift your head out of the water and breathe in through your mouth. Keep your head and shoulders relaxed and free from tension. As you extend your arms forward on the recovery phase, submerge your head into the water and exhale slowly through your nose or mouth. The stronger your kick technique, the more propulsion you will achieve and the faster you'll be able to swim as a result. Flex your foot, pulling your toes towards your shins at the start of the kick, while keeping your heels as close to your bottom as possible. As your legs extend outwards and backwards, push the water backwards with the soles of your feet to accelerate and propel your body forwards. Point your toes at the end of the kick. As your legs straighten and your ankles come together, aim to get the soles of your feet to face each other as much as ankle flexibility will allow. To complete the recovery phase of the kick, bend your legs, keeping your knees as close together as possible while bringing your heels up towards your bottom. Keep your body relaxed as you move through the stroke. A kickboard can be used to help isolate your legs in order to focus on your kick technique. How to improve your stroke technique for a faster, more efficient swim. Extend your arms at the front of the stroke with your hands turned slightly outwards. Keeping your elbows high, sweep your arms outwards, focusing on catching as much water as possible with your hands. Accelerate your arms backwards, continuing your hold on the water until your hands and forearms sweep inwards in front of your body. With your elbows tucked in, extend your arms to the front of the stroke, keeping them as close together as possible. Finger paddles can be used to help focus on improving your catch position and your arm pull. A pull buoy can be used to help you to focus on improving your arm pull.
With your face in the water and arms stretched forward, your hands enter the water shoulder width apart, either flat or with your thumbs facing slightly down in a relaxed manner. The catch is initiated as your wrists flex, your fingers face diagonally downwards, and your elbows rotate and lift to face the surface of the water. This prepares you for the pull phase of the stroke. The pull phase starts as your hands rotate to face backwards, fingers pointing downwards, maintaining a high elbow position. Push your hands backwards, towards your hips, underneath your body. Take care to not press out too wide. Sweep your hands underneath your stomach, with your fingers still pointing downwards towards the bottom of the pool. Make sure your elbows remain high all the way through this phase of the stroke. The push is an explosive extension of your arms past your hips, close to your legs, with your palms facing backwards, flicking the water towards your feet. This should be the most propulsive part of the stroke, and should be a much faster movement than all of the other parts of the cycle. Your hands release the water at the end of the push phase and recover over the surface in a relaxed, smooth manner. At this stage, your body should be flat, with your shoulders as close to the water surface as possible, ensuring that no part of your arm touches the water until re-entry. Your hands must be relaxed to conserve energy, ready for the next stroke cycle. Tyler has great mobility in his shoulders, allowing him to get a good high elbow position and therefore a very powerful propulsive pull phase.